But first, let's check in with Daisy Caballero for a quick look at the forecast.
Hey, good morning, China. Good morning to all of our viewers. Happy Saturday. Wanted to take you outside through our Timberline sky cam. It is beautiful out there. Clear blue skies. It's a little bit chilly in those teens. Going out to the coast, 41 out at Lincoln City. Also calm winds. And a beautiful look here in the Portland metro area. We are dealing with those chilly temperatures. Of course, there is a freezing warning for many of us along the I-5 corridor. But we are dealing with, again, clear blue skies, and that's all thanks to a ridge of high pressure here. That will continue actually for the entire weekend. Here's a look at those current temperatures. Again, 32 degrees in Westland, Oregon City, 28 in Sherwood, looking down south just a little bit, again, below that freezing degree mark as we're looking at Salem. So here's what your weekend will be looking like. We'll be seeing daytime highs in the mid-50s for Saturday. And as we're looking at Sunday, we'll be warming up just a few degrees. But again, that sunshine will be shining bright. But we'll talk about when we'll be seeing more of that rain, because it is happening a little bit later this week. Back to you.
First this morning, the manhunt in Maine is finally over. The shooting suspect that killed 18 people was found dead last night.
I stand here tonight to simply report that the Maine State Police have located the body of Robert Card in Lisbon. He is dead.
Last night, Maine's governor announced the news. An entire region had been anxiously waiting to hear. Police say they discovered 40-year-old Robert Card dead near a recycling plant where he used to work, not far from where he abandoned his car and where it was discovered in the town of Lisbon Wednesday night. Investigators say he died of an apparent self-inflicted gunshot wound, a gun found on the ground next to him. The discovery followed 2 days of intense searches with hundreds of law enforcement officers after Wednesday's shootings that left 18 people dead nearby Lewiston. Because of the shelter-in-place orders during the manhunt, many families haven't had a chance to gather to grieve. But they can do that now. Many families plan to have a memorial service in the next few weeks. Here at home, a Portland father is sounding the alarm. He says a woman apparently in crisis tried to kidnap his daughter from a local playground. As Catherine Cook reports, it's a spot that neighbors say is becoming more and more dangerous.
Stop this woman and get my daughter back now.
The words flashed through Scott Marr's mind when a visit to Couch Park with his daughter took a terrifying turn.
15 minutes, this woman comes trotting into the area.
It was October 12th, around 6 p.m. Scott says his 7-year-old daughter was on the playground off Northwest Gleason, and that's when the woman came over, wearing nothing but a t-shirt.
So I called 911 because it's totally inappropriate to have a half-naked woman climbing on a structure, doing flips, falling down, all sorts of stuff with kids.
While on the phone with dispatchers, Scott says the woman grabbed his daughter and tried to run off with her.
The woman literally got 5 steps before I grabbed the back of her head by her ponytail, put her down on the ground, and got my daughter and got out of it.
Police tell KGW the woman was having a mental health crisis and was hospitalized on a police officer hold. Scott says his daughter was scared, but not injured.
Had this been an adult male on crack with a weapon, this could have totally been a different outcome.
Just last month, neighbors reported an incident involving a guy with a machete at Couch Park. They say he used it to threaten people as they walked by. Neighbors held a rally against increased illegal activity in this area. They noted there's always illegal camping and open drug use in the park, and that the city's response has been slow.
It's pretty sad. It's sad. I'm hoping neighbors getting together can perhaps change things. We can make a presence in the park and take our park back.
Police say while they didn't have probable cause to arrest the man, they did take his machete. They also said they'd ramp up patrols around the park. Scott says more needs to be done. Much more.
I really want the city of Portland to really start working towards a better solution in solving the homeless problem, because now a child's been involved.
In Northwest Portland, Catherine Cook, KGW News.
In Aloha, one person has been found dead after a house caught fire. Tualatin Valley Fire says several people called 911 Friday afternoon to report smoke coming from a home on Southwest Broad Oak Boulevard. Firefighters were able to quickly knock down the flames, though not before the fire caused serious damage. They found one victim inside. At this point, they haven't been identified. No word yet on the cause. A student teacher in Washington County has been arrested accused of child sex abuse. 24-year-old Mason Dominguez is a George Fox University student teacher who was placed at Sherwood High. Authorities say at least 2 victims have come forward, though police believe there are more. Charges include using a child in a display of sexually explicit conduct and luring a minor. The investigation started in April, and authorities say Dominguez was immediately removed from the Sherwood High School campus. Now to an incredible story of survival after a Washington fisherman who'd been missing for 2 weeks at sea was rescued. The boat with a 2-man crew left Westport on October 12th. It was expected back 3 days later, but never returned. One of the fishermen managed to get into a life raft and apparently drifted at sea for 13 days, eventually running out of food, running out of water. And then Thursday morning, some 70 miles off the northwest corner of Washington, a Canadian fishing crew, an uncle and his nephew, spotted him.
Yeah, I just saw something that looked like a life raft in the distance, and I see him waving his paddle around. And then he shot off a flare. We pulled him on board, and he was just overwhelmed. Like, he gave me a big hug and started crying, so it was kind of emotional.
The fisherman is now recovering in a hospital on Vancouver Island. His crewmate has not been found.